It is helpful to understand that dyslexic strengths are on a type of spectrum as well. When a dyslexic brain feels unsafe or uncomfortable, and combine that with low self-esteem, together these can contribute to another type of anxiety response. The other end is when the dyslexic feels safe and comfortable, so their strengths can happen without interference. The dyslexic strengths aren't impacted like this all the time, just in certain situations when the brain is feeling unsafe or it feels like they could be unmasked. It helps to be aware of when the negative impact of strengths is happening, to have the big picture of the situation and what the potential triggers could be for the dyslexic. Another way to think of it is from the anxiety angle. When the brain is anxious, it goes into fight, flight, or freeze. That's the amygdala part of the brain. Compared to when the brain is calm and it is engaged in the prefrontal cortex. The brain can't be in these two places at the same time. So it's at one end compared to the other, like on a spectrum. So let's just have a summary of what the dyslexic strengths are. They're concept level thinkers or big picture thinkers. They're problem solvers and are solution focused and looking forward how they can fix problems. They see connections and patterns that others don't see. They have this really good ability to sense others and can feel empathy for others' situations. And they're visual-based learners. So let's now look at some examples of how these strengths can be impacted when there is low self-esteem. Looking at the strength of concept level or big picture thinkers, what's the spectrum can look like here? At one end, where the brain is feeling unsafe, which is that fight, flight, or freeze, the dyslexic may struggle to ask for information to understand what the big picture is, and instead will try and work it out, spending more time and effort to do so compared to a colleague. Or the dyslexic may mask that they don't know the big picture and will carry on as though they understand what they have to do. And if the big picture isn't clear, the dyslexic will struggle to know how to start the job or the task, or they may get the wrong end of the stick, meaning it's going to take more time to complete the job. At the other end of the spectrum, when dyslexics are feeling comfortable or safe, so they're in their prefrontal cortex, they will be quite comfortable asking more questions to get the big picture, so the information is clear and they know what to do. They will also feel comfortable saying, my brain needs the information in this way. But looking at the strength of problem solvers and solution focused and what the ends of the spectrum could look like here. At one end, where the brain is unsafe for the dyslexic, they may not feel like they could trust their instincts in their decision-making, as it can be hard to explain how they came to that decision. They may not value their decisions, as they seem to come up with solutions that others can't see or connect with, thereby making that dyslexic doubt the decision. And with the masking, the dyslexic may not offer their thoughts and suggestions in discussions. And if we go to the other end of the spectrum, where the dyslexic is feeling safe and able to engage their prefrontal cortex, they will be comfortable explaining ideas and will have belief in their thinking process. They may not be able to still articulate the solution they have come up with because it's so instinctive, but they'll give it a go. And they may actually have a person they can talk it through with to help them tease out that information. And if we look at the strength now of sensing how others feel and what that spectrum could look like. At one end, where the brain is feeling unsafe, the dyslexic will sense something is happening for the other person or group of people and will then wonder, what have they done wrong? And this could be in a room of people where there's a group, and they can sense the feelings of that whole group. Or it could be in one-on-one situations where they just sense what that other person is feeling. At the other end of the spectrum, when the dyslexic is feeling safe, their brain is being able to engage in their prefrontal cortex, they can apply reality and realistic thinking and think about the feelings they are sensing and know if they apply to them or if that person is thinking of something else or just having a bad day. So they're able to separate themselves from other people's feelings that don't feel good.